everybody. I am going to show you a very basic way to do recital and competition makeup. Miss Emmy here is going to be my model, and this is going to be a very, very basic kind of demonstration. If you Google competition dance makeup or even just makeup videos in general, you can probably watch them for 12 hours. We're just going to do a 5-minute crash course. If you have any questions or if you want other ideas, you can talk to your child's teacher. But we're going to start with foundation. Any brand foundation, any shade foundation will do. You generally want to go the shade that they would wear or one shade darker. And you're going to put it under the eyes. No, sorry. Forehead, chin. Do you have a sponge or no?
I think I do.
You just grab it. And then you're going to blend it in. You want to make sure when you're blending your foundation that you also blend it down, that you don't have a sharp line along your chin. Thank you. So just really gently blend. And again, if you were really doing this, you would put a little bit more on to get some additional coverage. In general, you don't want their makeup to be super, super heavy, but you don't want it to look just like natural everyday makeup. The lights on stage are pretty bright, and we don't want them to look washed out. So I'm going to blend down into the neck a little more than you would just on like a typical day. You can also make sure you get some on the eyelids because that will help prime them for her eye makeup. Perfect. You can feel free to use additional concealers as well. You can put some translucent powder on to help set that foundation and absorb some oil. All of the products that we have on our recommendation list are very cost effective. They're like a few dollars each. But if you choose to go to like Ulta or Sephora, they can definitely guide you in terms of more expensive brands. So next we're going to do the eyes. And the recommended makeup that I put on is called Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells, which is usually like $3 or $4. But really any palette that has your nudes and a little bit of a darker brown are fine. And we're going to start with the lightest, the one that says brow bone. And guess where we're going to put it? Under your brow bone. So we're really just going to highlight. And the good thing about using this nude palette is that you're not going to put on too much. So you can really go kind of heavy on this light color. And I'm actually going to sweep it all the way down up to her brow bone. Again, that's the lightest one. Making sure you get all the way in. Sometimes it helps if you hold your brush further back. And again, these brushes are 99 cents. You can get them at any drugstore. And this is just a bigger, fluffier one. Okay, so we did her brow bone. Everything's nice and highlighted. So then I'm going to go onto the eyelid. And for this one, I'm actually going to use the same brush. And we're going to do her whole lid. And like I said, apply liberally because it's a nice light color. We just want to make sure we're blending, blending, blending so we don't get any harsh lines. Right, and then the next part is the part that people get a little nervous about, but you don't need to. It's the crease. And the crease, you want to start on the outside and almost make like a letter V, a sideways letter V. So starting at the crease and the edge, and then kind of fill it in with that darker color. That's going to add a little definition. If you see here, there's a harsh line, I'm going to come back and blend that. But I'm also going to go all the way in and bring it out. but you want it to be heavier on the outside of the eye because it will open it up. And do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go really quick on this side. Emmy's being a great model. So after you get your colors on, this is when it's a great time for error correction or just adding a little extra coverage and blending. You want to blend those colors together so you don't have like a sharp line. I'm going to pull some of that crease color up and down, up and down. Beautiful. So now if you're eyeliner, you have two options. Competition team, you need liquid, and we will teach you to do wings if you're on the team. Everyone else, you can use pencil, but in general what you're going to do is you're going to line the eye. I like to do 3 strokes, so instead of trying to go straight across, I'm going to start, make sure it's working first of all, yep. I'm going to start by going from the outside, or from about 2/3 of the way in, and swooping out. Then I'm just going to move over and in. And you're trying to get a nice, smooth line. Perfect. So you can open. That's probably a little bit more faint than we would do, but just for time's sake, we want to make sure that we're filling it all in. Beautiful. And actually, I'll do your other one after. I just don't want to take up too much time on the video. So you're going to be a little lopsided. Mascara. Do you have an open mascara? Again, any brand, any style mascara. Putting mascara on another person can be tricky. You want to make sure you don't have a lot of clumps on there. Hold it right at their eye. And open. Blink. Blink all the way down. And you're just going to apply it, making sure you get it on all of the eyelashes. You want it on the top and the bottom. The thicker, the heavier, the better for competition and recital. We're going to do a little bit of bronzer. Bronzer is optional for most of our kiddos. It really is just going to add a little bit more definition. When you're putting bronzer on, you want to think about where the sun would naturally hit your little dancer if they were outside. So it would be across the top of the forehead. We're going to bronze Miss Emmy here. Down the bridge of the nose. And then I like to think about making like a backwards 3 here. So we're going to start up here at her temple, go in and down her cheekbone, and then down the jawline. So see how that's like a number 3? And again, I'm doing it pretty quick for time's sake, but you would go even heavier. And then bronzer is one too that you can really blend down so that you don't get that sharp line. Okay, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit more. Okay, so blush, I'm actually going to use the same brush. For the blush, you want to find the apple of the cheek, so that meaty part of the cheek right here. You're going to start down and swoop up. We want to avoid having like the big circles, like making her look like a China doll here. So we're just going to go up kind of right underneath the line where that bronzer was. So you should have bronzer and then the blush over the top of it. Perfect. And then our lipstick. Lipstick, we are using the ELF Red Carpet brand, which is only, what, $1 or $2? Do you guys remember? I think it was $2. It's a nice bright red. We do recommend lip liner to help it stay. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put it on, starting at the heart shape of her lip. And going out. Always harder, I think, to stretch your lips out. Harder like this to put lipstick on someone else than it is to put it on yourself. But you're really going to apply liberally. For time's sake, I'm just going to have her go ahead and rub them together. Get that full coverage. The lip liner, if you put it on, would help add a little bit of definition here. But there you have a full Ashford Dance competition makeup. You can add a little bit more. You can do some blending. See under here, that mascara smudge, so you could just wipe it away or add a little concealer on top of it. And there's the beautiful Miss Emmy.